Simple observation. Why in the world are we taught as, like, when we're growing up as children, that, like, I don't know, adults have it all together, or they know better than we do, or I don't know what the frig. I'm just like observing life, and I'm like, yo, there are so many adults out there that act more irresponsible than children. And I'm one of them. Just sadly or whatever. Do you see how messy my room is right now? It's like, I don't know. I find myself to be a contradiction. Like, I tell my kids to clean the room, but then look at my room. And then I'm just like, I was sitting amongst adults in my group today, and I felt like I was in high school again. Like, the crazy stuff that came out of these people's mouths made me think, oh my God, I was smarter when I was a teenager. I had it more together when I was a teenager than I do now, because I guess the pressures of life is just like what makes you go gonna woo. I'm just like, I guess, I don't know what that causes it, but people put on some really good masks. I was just like catching part of this movie where these teenagers are sitting in the back of the vehicle, and the teacher is driving them somewhere, and she starts cursing because they get a flat tire, and then they're like, oh, you curse a lot, and she's like, well, we're not at school, so I had to, flip the switch or whatever, and they're like, oh, we kind of are or whatever, and then the teenager is like calling up the hotel, oh, this is so-and-so all professional, and I'm just thinking to myself, oh, if kids only knew, if teenagers only knew, adults ain't got it together. If anything, they just as messed up as, like, a teenager still trying to learn their way. Like, to the day they die, they're learning their way. And I don't know how we got so hypocritical and, like, tell our children not to do a whole bunch of stuff we do. I don't know where this happened, but I'm just, like, thinking about it today. I'm like, yeah, I have a whole lot of advice to give my kids now, but I wish I had followed it myself at some point, because then maybe I wouldn't look so, I don't even know right now. I'm just like trying to deal with like the aging process and the uncertainty of life and a whole bunch of things, but I'm like, most of all, I'm just like really, really sitting back and observing right now, and I'm like, wow, we lie to ourselves a lot. We tell ourselves we have it all together, and then we tell kids to, do this, do that, listen to us, and we don't even have it all together. We don't even know what we're talking about half the time. We do the best we can, but I think we're winging it just as much as they are. I don't know. This is just my views on, getting older and being a parent and just, I don't know, doing this whole adult thing. You would think you would have it by now. I swear, growing up, I was like, oh, they have it all together, adults, and, like, I don't know, I guess I didn't have, like, the respect I should have had for them. Now I'm, like, an adult, obviously, been for a while, but still don't really feel it. And I'm like, why do I in my mind still feel like I'm struggling as if I was still a teenager? Because in actuality, it doesn't get any easier. It's just more standards of, you can't act like this, you can't do this, you can't walk this way, you can't talk this way, blah, blah, blah. Like, they give, like, teenagers, oh, you're young, it's okay for you, but once you hit an adult, you can't do this, you can't do that, blah, blah, blah. I really don't get it, because, like, it doesn't get any easier. I don't think people get that more responsible. That's why people fall into addictions, because they can't cope, because they put all these unrealistic standards on people. Oh, you're an adult now. All of a sudden you have to do this, this, and this, and this, and this, and this. Walk straight in line. Don't turn this way. Don't turn that way. Look forward. Don't Don't look back. Oh my God, don't do this. Don't do that. I'm like, what? In the world, society is so messed up. Like, seriously, give people a break. Like, I don't get it. You give teenagers a break. You give the young a break. But once you hit a certain age, it's like, you should know better. And it's not. No. You don't always know better. The fact of the matter is you're going to make mistakes for the rest of your life. You're not always going to have all the answers. The only one that has it all together is God. And we're always going to need God to the day we die because we'll always be children in his eyes. That's why he calls us children. Because in actuality, we're really never that grown up. And hence the reason why he calls us children. And the day that we realize that we're never really grown up and we don't have it all together and we don't have all the answers, even scientists and all these people are realizing, hey, we only know in part because a lot of the things we thought were fact are not fact. Thus, science is always changing because they are not God. So they don't have all the answers, but they want to play like they're God and then find out they're wrong later on. And then, a series of people die and you can't really blame them anymore because they're not living here anymore because this realm is temporary. So, and the realm God's in is forever. So what it comes down to, I'm just looking at it all and I'm like, yeah, we don't have it all together. We as adults don't really know jack diddly squat. Like, we really don't. We just pretend we do. We put on good masks and then we tell children to do this, that, and the other thing. Like, we know it all, but in actuality, we're just trying to figure it out ourselves. And I think the sooner we figure out that we need guidance and we need help and we need the Lord, and Jesus was the best example of a perfect person who lived on earth that actually had it all together. If we actually lived by the example of someone who was perfect, maybe we'd be closer to our goals. Because us trying to do it by ourselves, we are no better than teenagers trying to find our way. Well, that was my venting session for the moment. Peace.